Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first game of this best of five series between TaToH and Stark in the Masters of Arena 5 quarterfinals. So this is a big tournament that's been going on for a while. I haven't casted too many games of this on my channel since I have been away, but it's a very exciting tournament. It's always highly acclaimed every year that it goes on. And yeah, we have some of the best players playing here. If you want to see more games of Masters Arena 5, I recommend you check out MemTV, Nilly AOE, T90 Official, or many of the other streamers that I'll put in the top right here that you can go check out. And you can see all the games from the tournament. This is going to be between TaToH and Stark. And Stark has chosen the Ethiopians. TaToH has chosen the Koreans as his first pick of civilizations. They did a civilization draft. And in that draft, the Aztecs and Burmese were banned by each player, and they were able to choose 4 civilizations. The 4 civilizations TaToH chose, if I can remember correctly, are Koreans, Goths, Malians, and Malay. The 4 civilizations that Stark chose were Ethiopians, Celts, and can't remember, but we'll see it in the future games. If someone wants to mention it in the chat, go ahead. 2 other strong civilizations. But yeah, Ethiopians and Koreans going to be the first choices of picks. And I don't know how many games you guys have seen on YouTube of Arena games, but Arena itself, I just want to talk about the map itself a little bit. The map itself, it's definitely a slower map, but the cool thing about Arena is that it really has its own play style. It's not like playing Arabia, it's not like playing Black Forest, it's not like playing any of those other maps. It's really got a truly unique play style. And that play style is, it's a very strategic play style. You have to make a lot of informed guesses as to what your opponent is doing because you can't always see anything. And it's a very small map. You're always crushed against the edge of the map because of all the wood on the outside. So strategies such as monk rushing, fast Imperials, those tend to be very strong strategies. The Feudal Rush traditionally is not a thing. However, I think with the reduced HP on the stone walls in the Wololo Kingdoms, makes that a little more viable, which adds a little more variability. Variability, which is correct. Combine 2 words together, made it sound like a new word. But yeah, it's a Castle Age odd sort of map and a very strategic map, especially with the Civ draft that we talked about. And yeah, Italians was one of those other civilizations from Stark. So we'll have to see what the strategies are. There's a lot of time in the Dark Age just to be able to talk about strategies. And yeah. So TaToH has chosen to play as the Koreans. The Koreans are traditionally a late game oriented civilization. A lot of their units cost a lot, such as the Siege Onager or the War Wagon, and they don't have any eco bonuses to help them out. The Koreans also have a very strong tower rush, and we all know TaToH loves his towers. And tower rushing has been actually a little bit of a thing with the reduced HP on the stone walls now. And as well, you can tower hop if there's a gate on the edge like there is here. So perhaps TaToH will go for a tower rush. If he wants to go for a tower rush, he could probably hit half of this gold. He can take away a stone. He can take away berries potentially, and potentially take away wood. However, Stark will always have a gold in the back, and a little bit extra space there too. There's some deer here as well. So not like Arabia, you can't take away all the resources, but it might be worth it. So that's what I'm thinking as far as TaToH's opening strategies. Stark has a very good opening game also, with food and extra food and gold throughout the ages. If you go to Castle Age right away, you get 200 food and 200 gold right away. Very nice bonus. I don't believe they have the strongest monks. Monks are a very... there's something to consider when choosing your civilization on Arena. And I just do want to check their tech tree for the monks because I'm not too familiar with them. The important tech is Redemption. They don't get Redemption. They have some pretty lackluster monks. No Redemption, no block printing. So that's off the table, but good archers. There's a lot of different opening strategies that you just kind of have to guess on Arena. So maybe we see a 1 archer range opening. Maybe we see a fast castle from him. Let's talk a little bit about the late game matchup. Late game Ethiopians versus Koreans. Probably favor the Ethiopians. I think Arbalest will be easier to get out than any other unit the Koreans have to offer. And I don't think we'll get into that stage of the game where we see siege onagers, although sometimes we do. However, TaToH's going to go for a tower rush. He's got 5 villagers going forward. Bonuses for the Koreans, remember. Towers built 25% faster. Towers extra range and free upgrades as you get to Castle Age and Imperial Age. And also a stone mining bonus. Stone miners work 15% faster. Alright, so let's see where TaToH places his first tower. A lot of people don't like tower rushes. I like tower rushes, to be quite honest. I think they're very strategic. Kind of like a chess game. Every single tile matters as to where you put your tower. A single tile can make or break a tower rush. Right now, TaToH in the feudal age, going to put down his first tower, a little bit late on the first tower. Immediately, Stark is going to palisade wall up. Stark, he is just up to the feudal age now. It looks like he's going for a fast castle. We'll see if he follows through on it. 2 villagers on gold. He'll have enough gold. He has researched loom already. Typically, you don't research loom on Arena. However, I think with all the aggression we've been seeing in the previous rounds, players have been researching loom a little earlier on. 2 villagers on gold to help defend against the tower rush. Now, when you're trying to do a fast castle with only 24 villagers on non-stone resources, it's kind of hard. So I think Stark is probably not going to go for it. Although, again, this is the benefit of playing the Ethiopians. We'll see. Let's see what kind of damage TaToH is doing. So right now, causing Stark to create a lot of palisade walls, a lot of idle time with his villagers. Causing him to mine stone with 2 villagers. Let's see how he can follow up from this. He's in right now. And Stark still doesn't have his defensive tower up yet because he's not in Castle Age. Here we go. We're going to see that resource boost in just a second. And there's that second tower from TaToH. Now, this tower is going to go up extremely fast, so you don't want to rush that down. It's going to be up by the time you get there. And this tower is going to go up. It looks like it's going to be within range of this farm, so that's going to take away 1 farm from Stark. And Stark definitely doesn't have enough food coming in to go for a fast castle. So he's just going to drop down 2 towers, try to defend. This is another good tower. It'll help to take some villages off the berries and take away the second farm. Now, Stark, in my opinion, should have built these farms in the back, knowing that it was potential to get tower rush from TaToH playing against the Koreans. And yeah, that might be 1 villager down just due to sloppy play right there. Nope. Going to delete those 2 farms and now build them in the back like you should have in the first place. On this right side, Stark should be fairly safe. Villagers don't typically want to go through walls when they're being shot at by arrows. This side looks fairly safe. That should be the end of TaToH's tower rush. It has done a decent amount of damage. Has it done enough damage? Not really sure. We'll have to see. And remember, when he gets to Castle Age, these towers will be upgraded. Now let's check the food count right now. Both players are thinking at this stage about Castle Age now. 100 food in the bank for Stark and 300 gold. And over at TaToH's point of view, about the same amount of food, no gold. So, Stark might be a little bit ahead here, as far as resources are concerned. However, TaToH does have the positioning. He does have more towers up. So both players are going to be thinking about getting to the Castle Age. TaToH's going to try to sneak out 1 or 2 more extra towers. Maybe try to go for that gold. Going to go through on this top side. And hopefully get to that wood line is what he's hoping to do. Now, okay, TaToH can see the palisade here. He's going to try to bust through that. And let's see what Stark's reaction. Should be a little bit of stone wall, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Stone wall right there. Might have been smarter for TaToH not to give this away. Although Stark probably could have figured it out anyway. But hitting on the palisade here might not have been the best option. And now we're going into Castle Age with these players. Ethiopians, Castle Age. We'll just see some onagers eventually switch into crossbow and arbalest. Koreans. Koreans, we're just gonna see more towers and I don't know, maybe towers, monks, and mangonels. Maybe a castle even. But I don't see the Koreans switching to a crossbow or anything like that. Pat's just gonna get his gold in the front. That's why he built the 2 towers here. This is a... Oh, shoot. Wow, I missed this one. Entirely. Okay. Stark doing a sneaky sneaky forward over here on the right side. Go to try to tower hop through. All TaToH needs to do... Well, actually, can't get any stonewall here. There's, he has the archers here. This is pretty new meta on the Wololo Kingdoms, though. Players would never dare to build archery ranges or anything like this. But with, you know, with the feudal rush, as we saw here, it makes sense for Stark to feudal rush now, too. He's going to go to archers anyway. Now, TaToH's being forced to defend, spend resources to defend. These archers will be through this corner gate. And, yeah, TaToH's just going to have to do some more walling, more towers up. TaToH doesn't mind too much building more towers, because they will get upgraded, but it's not a nice thing. And there you go, just going in through that corner. What's up, Nebs? Welcome to the stream. Let's once again check the resources. TaToH is about to click up. Stark will click up pretty soon. Obviously, Stark has put in a little bit of resources to into archer production. But so far, very close game. Here we go. TaToH's definitely going to be up about a minute earlier. And once he gets those into guard towers, oof. Maybe get a siege workshop out early as well. We have the 4 villagers. I believe there were 5 to start. Where that 5th went. Or maybe I was wrong. Yeah, it's definitely 5 to start. What I'm looking for is kind of a siege workshop. Either offensively or defensively. And there you go, to prevent that tower from getting up. So let's go back to Stark's point of view. Stark is ready to click up to the castle edge right about now. He's going to garrison his villagers in his town center, just get enough resources. He'll got another extra 100 food, 100 gold when he gets to the next age. He did take some deer to help him out a little bit. So far it looks like TaToH's tower rush has actually been modestly effective. He is the first up to the next age. He doesn't have any army to roam around. However, this is the beauty of the arena map. In a sense, it seems normally on Arabia, you'd rather have archers than towers, but maybe on Arena, you'd rather have towers than archers because of just all these stone walls, all these defenses. The mobility of the archers doesn't really matter too much. You get every corner. And TaToH's pretty safe right now. Those guard towers upgraded immediately, +1 range. Once he gets Balconero, we'll have +3 range. And there we go. Barracks double stable from TaToH. Wow. So no siege workshop. Go to TaToH's point of view. Check his resources. He's low on food. Double stable might have been a little bit too much, in my opinion. And gonna go with the siege workshop. There we go. Very aggressive arena game so far. Now Stark is gonna see this, but those archers are gonna go down by those knights. And this tower did go up on the gold. Stark is officially... TaToH is officially out of gold. He does have another gold in the back. Let's check if he's seen it. Sometimes the players don't always scout the back of the map like they should, and TaToH didn't. That's a big deal. You have gold, you kind of want to know you have gold. And TaToH's low on resources, yeah. You have to distribute your resources pretty evenly. Alright, 2 knights going to take down that 1 tower. Stark is now in the castle age. It looks like these archers are going to go through. I wonder if they're going to run through. I don't think they will. TaToH's going to build a defensive tower just in case that happens. If Stark runs through, that'll be a huge mistake on his part. I don't think this is necessary from TaToH. I don't believe that Stark would run through. And siege workshop and defense from Stark. Yeah, these guard towers are pretty nasty. They can take down a mangonel if you're not paying attention. And they certainly provide a lot of line of sight as well. So both these players, pretty decent position. Key for Stark, he can't lose his crossbows. Wants to do something with them. And key for TaToH. I don't know, I think TaToH's in pretty good position. I guess don't lose your knights. Now going into late game, if you think about it, the Ethiopians will upgrade to Arbalest. The Koreans will not upgrade to Cavalier. Most likely anyway. Wouldn't be very strong. So if this goes to late game, I see Stark having an advantage, but I like TaToH's position right now. Forcing his opponent into the edge of the map. I think TaToH's just thinking about cleaning this up for now. And then maybe moving in on Stark's main base. Obviously, he doesn't want to deal with Arbalest later on. And he's going to clean up that villager for now. I think. Yeah, there's that. TaToH not upgraded a Bogdan arrow quite yet. He's chosen to get out his second town center right away. Gonna work on his economy a bit. Stark is a little bit ahead. He's 3 town center. He's got to be a few villagers ahead right now. So Stark will have the better eco. So all late game for Stark. That's where he wants to bring the game. And I think this Mangonel should get away. Welcome to the stream, Blackjack, expert game casting hype. Welcome everyone. Third town center out from TaToH. Stark should have a slightly better eco. He's had his third town center out for a little longer. And TaToH needs to be a little careful. TaToH really running short on resources. He should have more mangonels out. It looks like he took a good engagement here, though. I did completely miss this. All the crossbows of Stark going down. So he's been doing something. Right now, big military advantage for TaToH and economy advantage a little bit for Stark. Stark going to go up to the 4th town center. Just make sure to solidify that economy advantage. And he'll clean up these towers with his battery ram. Looks like this... I think this was rewalled somehow. I don't know how. I don't know how that's possible, but it looks like it was rewalled. So I'm not really worrying about those mangonels. Yeah, next time, Lone Corey, you can catch it on YouTube. Most of these games will be uploaded. And right now, 67 population for TaToH. Stark is going to be much higher. 77. Most of those are villagers. At this point, you could say a moderate economy advantage for Stark now. And he's just going to try to delay things a little bit. Get another Siege Workshop out. Right now, I think I'm liking Stark's position a little bit more in this game. That extra economy is going to really matter it. I don't think TaToH can make use out of this military advantage. We have 5 mangonels, I believe. Or those are the old ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 mangonels out for TaToH. That could certainly do a lot of damage. However, it is very vulnerable if Stark decides to switch into Knights. And TaToH's going all into the Knight line right now. So a lot of military coming out from TaToH. He knows he needs to do damage. Stark is going to be catching up in the score pretty rapidly. Stark just needs to hold out for now. Maybe get a castle up. Is he mining stone? No stone. Okay. Stark actually doesn't have access to the stone. Doesn't have access to this other stone. That would have been nice if Stark could get a castle up, but he can't. Instead, Stark... I think Stark needs to switch into some sort of melee unit, maybe monks as well. Isn't this your favorite castle rush? What castle rush? Castle Age rush? What did I say was my favorite Castle Age rush? I forgot. Monks and Siege? I don't know. This doesn't really fall into any clean-cut strategy, really, though. Oh my gosh! Alright, 1 mangonel going to get caught out. 2 mangonels at least. Going to try to use that attack ground. 2 mangonels down. As we said, very vulnerable. 3 mangonels down. That is a lot of TaToH's... A lot of TaToH's military advantage gone right there. And that could be the mistake that ends the game. Just having those mangonels 2 caught out. Nice transition to Knights from Stark. TaToH feels like he needs to do some damage. He's going to run in right now. These Knights don't have any bloodlines. They don't have forging. Forging is important if you're trying to raid. And I don't know if these Knights are going to be able to do enough damage. Stark switching into his free pikemen. And those Knights just not beefy enough, not doing enough damage. Crossbows are coming back. I think this is going to be the game-winning move for Stark. Stark now on, is that 5 town centers? 5 town centers now. Those Knights are going to go down. TaToH's going to be left with no military advantage. And he's still stuck on 3 town centers. With all the momentum on Stark's side right now. Castle coming up from TaToH. There is a bright side here, though. TaToH does have access to stone, and Stark does not. Unfortunately, I don't know what he's going to do with this access to stone. I don't believe war wagons will be strong enough to stop the massive army that's about to be produced from Stark. Stark is now at 116 population, about 100 of which are villagers. He'll be up to 120 by the time he hits Imperial Age. And TaToH's population 110 right now. Only about 85 of which are villagers, I would guess. Still only a moderate eco advantage, though. It's not too big, but it's still a pretty significant advantage. Somehow Stark did get enough stone for a castle. Oh, he's been mining stone on the right side. My bad. Alright, I'm back. So TaToH into the Imperial Age now. Let's check Stark's resources. Stark into the Imperial Age as well. I believe this is going to be a GG coming here pretty soon. I don't see what kind of army TaToH could make to be able to stop Halberdier and Arbalest. Making a few war wagons, but just not going to have enough, I believe. Another castle coming up from TaToH. Going to try to hold. The first thing that he could do is win a trebuchet battle and take down the castle of Stark. Keeps automatically upgraded for him. But overall, Korean's kind of a one-trick pony. They're not really so strong at this stage of the game right now. Lead Skirmisher, very good choice of army, though. That's going to counter out the Halb and the Crossbow. Stark will need to transition Onager, but starting to get some more siege workshops out. Maybe we see Bombard Cannon as well. As long as Stark makes the right upgrades, makes the right moves, he should win the game here. Looks like TaToH has finally found his extra gold and extra stone. Trebuchet is coming out from TaToH, going to go a long way around. Onager being done right away from TaToH. These are pretty good options. As far as army composition TaToH's making. Onagers will counter both these units, and Skirmisher will counter both these units. And maybe this game was a little closer than I gave it credit for. Looks like TaToH will definitely win this engagement. I don't. What is Stark doing? He's taking down the tower instead of the castle. I don't agree with that at all. Stark building a few bombard cannons, though. Bombard cannons counter both the Skirmisher and the Onager. This is what we're talking about. Arena being a strategic map. I really don't know who's going to win this army composition battle. And it looks like I think all the where did the knights go? The knights went down to those Halbs. So no more knights for TaToH. He's stuck on the Skirmisher Onager line. Now the big thing for TaToH, I do want to check making any game-changing upgrades right now. Appears my hotkeys aren't on. I don't see the Siege Onager upgrade coming in quite yet. There are those knights, actually. They're going to get some... Oh my god, that's going to hurt so bad. But he's going to get a few of these bombard cannons. Going to get 2 right away. And 2 trebuchets going down. Pausing the game a little bit. 2 trebuchets going down, 3 trebuchets, 4 trebuchets going down. And I think Stark definitely won that engagement. God, this game is so messy. I can't tell who's gonna win. Score is clearly in the lead for Stark. I just don't see that army. Stark needs to switch into something else. Maybe onagers of his own would be the best option. Gonna start to point of view. Gonna check a few of these siege workshops. Gonna build some more bombard cannons. Hope to protect them a little bit better this time. And now TaToH has to rebuild his trebuchet since his got taken down in that last engagement. Next trebuchet is getting set up. However, we have 3 bombard cannons, 1 trebuchet out on the field for Stark. These siege onagers, looks like there was siege engineers done on them. These regular onagers, my bad. Where is this trebuchet going? It's like suiciding right into the middle. Yeah, that's 2 down. Another big mistake from TaToH, not protecting his onagers. Not protecting his trebuchets. The onagers just not able to do enough against the bombard cannons. Bombard cannons taking down the onagers. And once again, it looks like Stark has the advantage as far as army composition now. And I think this is just going to be a snowball from here on out. Once you get the siege ramps doing their thing. Another big mistake, though. Only gonna lose 1. This one getting away with 2 HP. Another onager gonna go down. I think a lot of the versatility in the Ethiopian siege line. Bombard cannon, siege rams. And Stark is gonna deploy his 2 trebuchets down here. Clear out a few of these buildings. TaToH still hasn't touched his gold in the back, though. It's a little concerning. I have to imagine he's running out of gold. Both players making huge mistakes and not protecting their siege at all this game. That has to be the big theme for this game, is protect your siege. This oh, man. 2 down right there. Players need to chill just for a little bit and build up their army a bit. Throwing away way too much. Both players are hurting a bit for gold. This gold is kind of running out for Stark. I have no clue where these players are getting gold, actually. Little gold up at the top for Stark. Stark has more access to these resources. Looks like most of this was collected by TaToH. I have a little gold here for TaToH. Both players going to regroup a little bit right now. TaToH may want to consider... no, you really don't want to go into Hussar. I don't know. If TaToH could somehow muster up the resources for the Siege Onager upgrade, that would be game-changing. Looks like he's got his unique tech upgrade, Shikichan, with extra range. Definitely a good upgrade to make. And TaToH going to micro his Onagers, take down yet another bombard cannon. They should never be in range of the Onagers. That all just comes down to micromanagement. TaToH adding in some pikemen of his own, just to get a little meat shield, help protect his Onagers. And that minimum range actually doing a little bit of good. Those who don't know the Siege Onager, the Siege Halb combo. Stark going to switch into Light Cav now. Just as TaToH switches into Halberdier, you can kind of feel it coming. I guess. Stark 700 gold in the bank. TaToH 300 gold in the bank. If I can find the monastery, I would check the relics. 2 relics for TaToH. That means Stark has to have 3. If I could ever find his monastery. Complete map control for Stark, though. Through the middle of the map. Has the ability to take out this gold here. And as long as Stark keeps his opponent away from gold, should be enough to win the game. The Light Cav are just going to basically suicide and try to kill some of these Onagers. looks like they're going to get 1, 2, and 3 onagers down. No more siege for TaToH. No more, he's not taking this gold anymore as well. And I'm just waiting for the, where's the trebuchet? Jeez. Whatever the other bombard cannon, it's just, where, oh my gosh. Protect your siege, it's the most important thing in this game. Going over TaToH's point of view. TaToH actually is the one with the trebuchet, suggesting he would be more aggressive here, but there we go. More rams coming in from Stark. Just overwhelming numbers on Stark right now, just able to pump, pump, pump. Finally, TaToH taking his last gold. But more help's coming in from over here. Let's see if this castle will be able to get up. We have a bombard cannon here already as well. The 2 relics have been ungarrisoned from the destroyed monastery. And there we go. Stark's going to regroup a little bit. 2 more onagers out. Castle is on... Castle will go up. But we'll be immediately hit by bombard cannons, hopefully. Jared, until the end of the series. This is the first game in this series. And Trebuchet going to go down for TaToH. Not able to defend it, really. Not enough resources. And TaToH's just going to call it GG right there. Big thing on this game, I think the big deciding factor in this game was when TaToH lost his mangonels that first time, losing his siege once again to those knights. Lost 3 mangonels to those knights. Then he went for the knight raid, but that was kind of a desperate play because he knew he lost too much of his army to be able to do any damage. Stark decided to take an economy lead, and from there able to take the map control and able to push TaToH back. TaToH able to stay with it. He had good choices as far as army composition, but just not going to be able to do enough. And the bombard cannon micro was just good enough for Stark. Nice diversity on the Ethiopians' tech tree with their siege, and that's what gave Stark the victory. I'll see you in game 2.